Okay, good morning, everybody. So let us start our day, and as usual, let us see our schedule first. So this week and next week we will discuss method. In other words, it is called function. Okay. In object-oriented programming concept, it is called methods, and in regular programming concept, it is called function. Okay. And if we go to our resource page, so this is function and parameters. Okay, so in other names of method function. So module 5. So if you open module 5, you see that almost we are almost at the middle of this course. So happy everybody? Okay, so that's when is the next test though? Oh, text will be next week. Okay, please be prepared. Okay, for next week the test, 10th or 11th. Okay. The overview of this module is to know all about methods and method calling, method using methods, okay, or function. So in general, a function or a method is a logical grouping of some statements. Okay, so these grouping of some statements are used to do something. Okay, so that means a group of statements that is enclosed by a name, a bunch of statements. It may be one statement or more than one statement. That is grouped with a name, and that is written group with the only purpose in mind mainly to reuse our code. And to make our program concise and then smaller and beautiful, and to trace nicely. Okay. So the concept, the goal of writing a function is to write our code one time and to use it as many times as we need, anywhere we need, anytime we need. Okay. That is the main thing. So why do we use a function? Just to reuse our code, make our programming like fun or something beautiful. Okay, so you see there are about 60, more than 60 slides on this point. Let me go from first to last and let us see what do this do. That I want to see what are the contents. So that most of the codes are written in pseudocode format. Okay, but maybe I will pseudocode. Okay, yes, something good. Start from something, and I will discuss pseudocode, but I want to start differently with a this is also like a pseudocode or something in Java, like this. Okay. What are the elements of a function? A function has a header and a body. That's it. Only two elements. Okay, the header is the method declaration or decoration, and it usually is a line, and the body is a collection of statements grouped together to perform an operation. Okay. So a function is simple, pretty like this. This is the header line of a function. Okay, and this is body. So in most of the languages like C++, C, Java, Kotlin, Visual Basic, or C Sharp, in most of the languages we use a pair of, it's called braces, right? Okay, to enclose our body, to enclose the function body. Even it is one line. If my function body is even one line, then still I need to use this opening and second bracket, that is called second brace, to enclose the body. Okay, this is the beginning of the body, and this is the end of the body. Okay, and if you have more complex within, then you can use another grouping. Okay, I must need this one and this one. This is the of your body, starting of your body, and this is your closing. But in some languages like Python, we do not need to use opening and closing braces to indicate body, but we in Python use indentation, one tab, to mention the body. Even I mentioned, okay, please remember that even the body is one line, still we need to use this opening and closing brace. Okay, so this is the signature. This is actually, in other words, it's called signature or header line. Okay, and sometimes you can start this beginning from here also. You can give this starting point here in online. This is okay. Okay, but my first question is that how do we know that this is a function? Okay, in one word, one clue. So whenever you see that there is a opening parenthesis and there is a closing parenthesis, then remember that this is very simple. Okay, whenever and wherever you see an opening parenthesis and a closing parenthesis, okay, that is a function. It may be function call or it may be function definition. So if you have after this open closing brace, closing parenthesis, if you have some other codes, then this is a definition, declaration of a function. But if you do not see the stubs body, then this will be call. But in function call, we do not use these modifiers. Okay. So now, for now, let us understand this is a function. Name of the function. The function name is, this is the name of the function. Okay. If name is as an identifier, you can give any name of a function that does not match with a program, with the program's keyword. You can give any name. Okay. But a function name should not have another name of an existing identifier or an existing variable. Different name, okay? And how do I know this is a function? Do you understand? This is a function because you see. Okay. So this code maybe for now, maybe it is a complicated one. Start with this with a live program. Okay, so we will discuss this. What is meant by public? What is meant by static? We want to discuss now in the beginning this is int and sum. Okay. This is my function name. Okay, and this part. Just for now, remember this public static. Sorry, forget about public static. I want to discuss only this. Let me do a live. Give attention, please. Then this is easy. If you understand the foundation, then it will be easy for you. Okay, to do. So let me. Okay, for now, okay, let me today do it Python program. Function demo example 1. Okay. So everybody see my code from the beginning? From the end, you see? Yes, from the is at the end. Can you please give attention here? Remove your. Okay, in Python is different something. Let us do that one in Python. For now. So what was my function name? Sum. Okay. In function in Python we use diff keyword to define a function. Sum. Okay, this is my function, and in Python we use colon at the end. And then when we press enter, then you see that it will create an automatically. Okay, so we have a variable in sum and two other variables, for instance here. Okay, so this is my function. Okay, in general, a function or an identifier or a variable should start with a lowercase name. Okay, so you can. Okay, and then this is a function of a symbol of a function. How do I know? You have a parenthesis, right? And in Python, colon, and then I will have some code. For instance, I will have code, for instance, int sum equal to initially 0. So the purpose of this sum is a variable here, and but this sum is a method over here. Okay, the purpose of using this sum is to store a value. And the purpose of using this, defining this function, is to group is some code to do some. Yes. No, I didn't. No, I did not type in something. Okay. So if I have within this parenthesis, I may have something or nothing. Okay, so if I have something within this, for instance, it's called x and then y. These are called argument variable or argument, or in some words, it's parameters. If I have any variable within this, then this is called parameter. Okay, and I want to return, say, for instance, I can say, for instance, okay, in Python is dynamic language, so we do not need int. So we do not need even int variable type. So I can say x plus y. In Python, if I say x plus y, and if I say sum, that's it. These two lines in my function body. That's it. I'm done with function definition. And how do I call this function? This is the definition of my function. Okay, I just declare this function. I just create this function. Now I will call this function. Okay, how do I call this function? Just I will call its name. Okay, and then I will give its name, and after within parentheses, if I have any argument, these are called argument, I will give actual value. For instance, this method, it defines that I will have two numbers and I will sum that, add those numbers, two numbers, and I will return to home, return to home. Question is here, I will return this value what given for x and y to return by another question is to home, to another function or another program that will call this. By default in Python it is assumed that there is a main method, and here the main method is the caller of this sum method. So I need to here, when this method, I need to provide actual value of this. What are the actual values of x, y, on? For instance, anything I can give 5 and 7. So then actually what it will be actually? Its value will be 5 plus 7, 12. Okay, now for instance, if we see that if I run this program, it will not do anything. It will not do anything. It will not show anything on our screen because anyone can know in Python why it will not show anything? Yes, I do not have any print operation right over here. So I need to print. For instance, I can print what? Say, let me say, I can directly print this. Okay, I can directly print this. Print sum of, like, let me make some space so that you understand. So I'm printing this. So what will be my result? Output will be 12. This is my output. Okay. So how do we get 12? So I am giving 5 and 7. The 5 will go for x. The first value will go for the first parameter. Second value will go for the second parameter. Okay. So whenever I do have two arguments in my signature, okay, by the way, this is function sig body header, right? This is the header and this is body. So Python we do not need parentheses, but other languages we use like parentheses, braces like this to enclose, but in Python we do not use. Okay, Python we do not use this, but other languages indentation is important in Python. So now my question is that can I do like this way? Can I call this way? Okay. Let us see and let us run it. Then let us see. Then it will show an output. So he says that it will show that on line number 7, or this is the line number 7. It is showing an error. It says type error, missing one required positional argument y. That means it is that for the position of y, it is missing a required value. Okay, so there's, for instance, that it means that since my function, some function is defined with two arguments, that means that it means that whenever you call this sum method, you must provide two values, one for x and another for y. This is why I provided x. Still, I do need to provide y after comma. When it is 0, then I need to put 0. At this time, it should work. It will give me 5 plus 0 equal to 0. Okay, sorry, 5 plus 0 equal to 5. So far, everybody understand this? Okay, let me recap it. So my function name is sum here, and my another sum I have here, that is a variable name sum. The purpose of this variable, hold or store a value. And the purpose of this sum is to close some code or okay. In general, it is allowed or permissible to have a function and some with same name. It is permissible, but we should not do it. For instance, in your home or in a house, anywhere in your home, you may have a boy, a baby named Tom, and you may have a cat named Tom. Okay, but is allowed, right? The two different things. A baby named Tom or a cat, but we usually do not do that, right? We usually name our cat or our pets different than our children, right? Okay, so I just told you that we can give this name same as our function name. It's allowed, okay, but we should not do it. We discourage this, okay? So let me rename this one as result. Something different, like result. Okay, so I need to change this one. Do you understand? So whatever I give this value, no problem. Whenever I am returning this value, result, so it will be returning this x plus y. So no matter what I give my variable name, x or y, or a or b, or y1, that is not a matter. What is matter that when I call this method, I need to provide two values, one for x, one for y, and then it will do. For instance, if I do now call another this one, if I call like this way, 5. For my first line, it will give me result 5 plus 0 equal to 5, and the second line, second call, it will give me output 5 plus 5, 10. Okay, let me show this. Okay, so here it is called function call. Okay, so there are two functions over here. Print is a function that is a built-in function. We are familiar with using built-in function from our beginning, right? Now what we are doing, we are defining our own function. This is called a library function or a built-in function. But this we'll call this as a user-defined function. User, who is user? Or programmer-defined function. I'm programming, so I'm defining my function for my own purpose. It's called user-defined function, or it's called custom function. In one function, we can use another function or some other functions. Okay, for instance, for this function, I can do this way: sum xy. If I say xyz. Okay, then for instance, if I want to return x plus y, for instance, I will return x plus y, but still I'm not using g over here, but still I have to provide a value for g when it is 0. Otherwise, it will not show me. This one, it will show an error for the second line number 8. Okay, I'm running this one. Can you please tell me why I will get an error for line number 8? Yes, you see that for line number 8, it is showing me because in my function definition, I declared a function with 3 arguments. So I must call with 3 arguments. Okay, so this is why I must give another value for the last parameter or argument g, even it is 0 or whatever. And this value, whenever I give this value must match with this type. I will discuss this type in another language, Python or Java. So far, whatever we discussed, you understand, everybody? So here is my sum is my user default, and I'm using or calling this sum within print method. Okay, print is a built-in method. Sum is my own method. Yes. I will discuss this. Python is not is a dynamic language. I will difficult for me to explain that. I will discuss this in Java. A minute, please. Anyone has another question? Okay, say that. Okay, so this is the function definition. There is one line that is important in this function. That is the last line here, return statement. Okay, this is called a return statement. Return statement is the very important statement. And sometimes it is confusing. So I want to focus more on this last statement. Okay, but before I go there, anyone has any other question so far? Okay, so I will discuss this, but you see that I do not have print method in this my function, but I can have a print method. Okay, for instance, okay, print. Sorry. Say I can say print like x and comma plus sign comma y comma plus sign comma g comma equal to comma result. Okay, so this statement, let me explain. You see, this statement is something I think you should be familiar with. This is a weird statement. So what I'm doing whenever I am using x, okay, for instance, okay, for simple, okay, so for instance, let me make g clear. What I'm doing here, so here I'm typing so x without quote. That means it will when it print method works this way, so it will give the actual value of x, and then it will space plus sign, plus sign, and then it will put actual value of y, then it will place another plus sign, then it will put actual value of g, then it will put equal sign, and then after that it will put result. Now if I run this program, I will get out different, little bit different. You see that I'm getting first value 5 plus 0 plus 0. This is the first for x. This is the second value. This is the third value, and this is my result. Okay. And I am also, if I have a print statement within function, then usually I do not need to use this print function. If I just say, I call this maybe I will need this one. Okay. So since here I'm calling sum with three values, three arguments, 5 0 0, so 5 will go for x, this 0 will go for y, and this 0 will go for g. And here in the second call, 5 will go for, let me do 5, 15, and then 25 different values. So for here, for second call, it will go 5 for X and 15 for Y and 25 for G. Okay. If I run this, then it will show my output. This is for first call, this is for first call, and this is second call, and this is. Since I already have my print statement within my function, then I do not need to use a print statement. Okay. Now, for instance, here, this is the fifth line, this is the extra line, last line I want to focus on, and this is an important, and you need to give attention here to understand. Everybody is ready? Okay. My last statement is the return statement. Okay. Return statement must be the last statement of a function. So after return, you cannot have any more code for a function. Return statement is the last statement. After return, you cannot have any more code. Return means go back, right? In general. So after return, for return we use return keyword and then space, and then we return a value. Value can be any value. Okay, for instance, for this function, if I do not have return, for instance, let me start with I do not have return. Have return for this function, still it will give me same, no difference, right? So then I'm getting same result for having this statement or without having this statement. Pass of this statement is an important question, right? Does it come in your mind? The question is that I am getting same result for running this program without having this statement or with this statement. So what is the purpose of this statement? I didn't understand. For instance, okay, let me try. I didn't understand what you're telling me. Okay, so if I say return, just return. Yeah, let me run this program. Can anyone tell me that will I get a result? Return statement in some languages, after a statement, you cannot have any statement here. Python allows this, in some languages allows this, but if you have return, then after that, this statement will not be executed. See that I do not have any result. Yes, like kind of break. Thank you. Thank you, Kel. Return statement is kind of break that I am going out of this. I'm done. That means I'm done. Okay. So then, if you say return result here, okay. So then, if I run this program, it will do nothing. Because what I'm getting, I'm returning my result. Okay. So, but I'm not using that result. How can we use this result? I'm coming back here again. But okay, one thing we understand that after return statement, we should not have any more statement. But if still we have some statement that are not executable, right? So see that this line is not working, right? After this. Okay, so for instance, now, okay, what is the purpose of this statement? Just remember one sentence. If a function returns a value, okay, that function can use a variable of that type. In simple, if a function returns a value, okay, that function can as a variable, like a variable. So here within print, for instance, in some method, I can this sum method I can print if I print 15. Can I print 10 this way? Okay, this one is the print. Actually what I understood. Okay, for this method, sum method is returning result. That means what I can do, I can use, say, can I find 10 plus sum of run this one and see the code. So what I'm getting here, so I have already 10 my value, and then I'm adding sum of 5, 0 and 0, this method. I'm adding up x, y and z. So this value will, this method will return 5, and I'm adding up those 5 with 10, and then finally it will be printing 10 plus 5, 15. Okay, so if I give 10 over here and 20 over here, if I run my program, so I'm getting 45. How I'm getting 45? This method is returning what? 5 plus 10, 15 plus 20, 35 plus 10, 45. Okay. Now give attention, please. Recap everybody, please. Okay, so instead of returning this result, if I return 0, what will be can anyone please tell me? 10. Know the result, know the cause? Because whatever my result is no matter, I am returning 0. So no matter how many numbers I add up, or what numbers I add up, what is the value I am returning? So whenever I will call this function, it will give me a result 0. So no matter if I call this function with 100 or 1000, no matter, it will give me result 0. So my sum equal to, then 10 plus 0 will be 0. So do you guess the effect of this return statement? Return statement uses two purposes. If you just use return, then it will return, and then the remaining line will not be executed. And after that, if you return a value, whatever value you return, after executing this program, it will return that value. For instance, now let me take this here. Okay, so this method will be printing x plus y plus result, but at the end, what is returning 1, right? Run this program, you see that it is returning 11 and 11 over here. So there is, at the end it is returning 1. So no matter what number you add up, at the end it will return what value this method will return? 1, right? So this is why this is called return value. This is why return value is important. You must return a value that is relevant to your program. So it should return result, right? In order to fix this problem, you should return result. And if you return result, then your program will give you correct answer. Yes. You have a question? Yes. So for now, I think you will have just a foundation or startup knowledge, and just review this and keep in this mind. In from here, we will start next lecture. Yeah. Thank you so much.